this is Avni. Hope you're having fun building amazing projects with Quarky. But sometimes, if it's not working the way you expected, or it's not moving correctly, or it's not connecting, or you just want to test and calibrate the features of Quarky, don't worry. I'm here to help you. I'll guide you through easy steps to get everything running smoothly. So before diving into troubleshooting, let's first perform a quick Quarky inspection to ensure that hardware is perfectly intact. We will check each and every part to check if it's present and not damaged. Let's start with the USB port first. Ensure that it is not broken. Next, check the power button, that it is intact. Then the battery. A swollen or damaged battery is a red flag and should not be used. Then we'll inspect the motors and its wires. If the motor gears are damaged or the motor bracket is loose or the wires are torn, note that down. Then let's move on to servo motors. The servo pins or GPIO pins, if any are bent, missing or broken inside, then it's a problem. Do check the speaker wire as well, that it is not broken and intact. Similarly, next we'll inspect the RGB LED, that it's intact, the push buttons are not damaged or missing. And lastly, give a glance over the PCB. Are there any burnt smell, dark spots, scratches, or missing components? These are signs of deeper issues. See, now if any of these issues are found, don't worry. You can reach out to Stempedia support and make sure to give Quarky version number and serial number for quick assistance. So now let's start with troubleshooting. So first one, my Quarky is not responding to the code, even though it's connected via Bluetooth. Let me try USB. Still, it doesn't seem to respond. Don't worry, such issues may happen when a student who used Quarky before you might have uploaded a Python code in the upload mode. So in such cases, Quarky will not respond in the stage mode. So you just have to do one simple step. Click here on upload firmware button in the stage mode and wait for it to wake up. Remember that, press it only once and not too many times. See, now it's working. Also remember, your Quarky will not work when it's in the getting started mode. So always let that finish and then check. So, is your Quarky not connecting via Bluetooth? First, let's make sure that it's powered on. Once you turn it on, you will see a blue LED over here. Then we'll try to connect it via Bluetooth on PictoBlocks. Then select the same Bluetooth code as written on Quarky board. Once connected, this blue LED has turned to green and you heard a sound. That's your confirmation. Next, ensure you have selected the correct device on PictoBlocks. Still not working? Double check that your system's Bluetooth is turned on. If you're using a phone, make sure that location permission is allowed. It's mandatory for Bluetooth to work properly. And now, if you're on your laptop or PC, check if the PictoBlocks link is installed and running. If not, you can install it directly from the link given in description below. Now, if your connection keeps dropping again and again, try forgetting Quarky from Bluetooth settings. Then, reconnect. Also, do double check the battery as it might be running low. Also ensure you're in Bluetooth range of up to 6 to 8 meters. If you're out of range, your Quarky might not connect at all. Here's another one. If the LED isn't glowing but you hear the connection sound from Quarky like this, go to Settings panel in PictoBlocks and make sure the Bluetooth LED option isn't turned off. So, here's a tip. To identify your Quarky very easily, you can set a different name as well from Bluetooth name settings. Are both motors not moving at all, even if I'm pressing the code? First, check the wires. Make sure the red wire is on the right and the black wire is on the left of both the motor ports. If that is fine, go to Quarky settings in PictoBlocks. Now click on Test Motors and test both the directions. If they are not responding, then we'll check the wiring again, in case if they are loose or broken. Now, second issue could be any of the motor moving in wrong direction. If you see, left motor is moving backward and the right motor is moving forward. Don't worry, we can change that. Let's go to Quarky settings panel in PictoBlocks. Try changing the default motor direction and click swap. And that should fix this. Like this. Now both the motors are moving forward. Oops, Quarky not driving straight or it's wobbly. Then first, let's check if the white bracket is not loose or removed. If it doesn't work still, then it's time to calibrate the motors. In settings panel, set both left and right motors to 100 and keep adjusting it till it moves straight. Yay, it works! Also, if motors work during the test but not in your code, it's probably the logic of your code. So let's try to simplify your blocks and test again. Now see, that works. But if you're still stuck and connections look fine and nothing of this help, don't worry. Check the motor connector might be broken, or the gears are disengaged, or motor driver IC might be malfunctioned. Don't worry. You can reach out to STEMpedia support, but do mention Quarky version and serial number. Oh, and remember this, never rotate the wheels of Quarky by hand a lot or drag it on the table manually, because as it may damage the gears of the motor. Next up, let's move on to servo motors. If your servo is not rotating at all, so then we'll check the connections first. The brown wire should be on the left, which is ground. Still no luck? We can try another servo port. Some pins or wires might be damaged. Still not working. Alternatively, we can try GPIO pins as well. I'll connect servo with this jumper wires, and then we can attach it in GPIO pins over here. And then you can check if it works. If the servo headers are damaged or removed like this, you can keep it safely and get it resoldered at any repair shops. Now, if it rotates too much or inaccurately, you have to use the pulse set feature in the settings to fine-tune its position. So I'll go on this option and I will try to calibrate this. I will change this maximum value to go from 0 to 90 degree. See, now it works. Now if servo jitters like this, please check the load on the arm, or if servo is stalled, or battery might be also low. Now if it's not functioning still, maybe the jumper wire which you have connected to servo is too long. So due to some noise interference in the signals, servo may not work properly. So try using the shorter wires. Now if you hear sound like this from servo motors, then gears are damaged. So remember, never ever rotate servo motors with your hand. It will definitely damage the gear. Now let's talk about 7x5 RGB LED display. Now, if some of the LEDs are not turning on like this, check RGB options in the settings over here to test them. So now see, all of them are on, so there is no problem with the LEDs. Now, if LED is wrong colored or it's flickering, first let's check if Quarky is properly connected via Bluetooth to PictoBlocks or not. Also check latest firmware is uploaded. Then we'll check if battery is charged or no. If it's still acting weird, then maybe the LED is malfunctioned. So you know what to do. Contact support. You can also contact support if any of the LEDs are broken or not working at all. Oh, remember, never ever put RGB LED on 100% white brightness. It may heat up and damage the LEDs. Are your IR sensors acting weird and not detecting the line like this? Don't worry, we can solve this. Let's head to the settings and click Get IR Sensor Values. Move your hand in front and see if the value changes. If it changes, great, your IR sensors are working. Now let's calibrate them. Now I will move the Quarky and put left IR sensor on the black line. Now see the left IR sensor value, it is increasing, but when I put it on the white surface, the value decreases. So we will find the average value in between and set the threshold somewhere in middle according to your environment. Now let's try and check it again if it works. Wow, great! Now it works. Now if your IR sensor values are stuck at 0 even when you move your hand and remove it, then definitely your IR sensors are malfunctioned. So in such cases, you can connect external IR sensors directly to GPIO pins. Also remember, never use IR sensors in direct sunlight because it will not work. Now, if your ultrasonic sensor is not detecting an object like this one, we can go to Settings panel first and click on Get button. In this ultrasonic option, you will see values changing whenever I move my object closer or far. If you see those values, then your ultrasonic sensor is good to go. Then we can check the connections. There is a possibility you must have connected wrong wires. So remember always, the VCC of ultrasonic sensor has to go in VCC of Quarky. Similarly, GND of ultrasonic sensor has to go in GND of Quarky. Trig has to go in D2 and echo has to go in D1. Remember these connections and then you're good to go. Okay, now let's check if it's actually working. Wow, see now it's detecting object, which means ultrasonic sensor is working. Also do remember that store ultrasonic sensor very safely because the mesh in front can get damaged. Are these push buttons left and right unresponsive? Try clicking gently few times. If it feels stuck or loose like this one, then it might be damaged. Now just to verify button functionality, click Get next to Push button analog values in the Settings panel. These are the default ranges, and if your values are out of range, adjust using Set Range accordingly. Next, if your touch pins are not working, then we can go to Touch Sensor Values in Settings, then we'll press Get. Then I can try touching the pins and you should see value changes over here, which means it's working. Now, if it feels too sensitive or not enough, like in this case when we are connecting it with fruit, because every object has a different capacitor, then we might have to calibrate accordingly. So let's try to calibrate touch sensor in the settings and click on Get button. As you can see, every touch sensor is giving a different value. In the option below that, I will choose T3 in Calibrate Touch Sensor as Apple is connected to T3. I will change the threshold somewhere in between when we are touching and not touching. And we can keep adjusting these values until it feels right. I'm going to click on Set Threshold. And now let's check. Yes, it works. Let's check each of them. Yay! All of them works. Great. Now see, if any of the GPIO pins not working, by the way, GPIO means General Purpose Input Output. So if it's not working, let's fix it. Head to the Settings in PictoBlocks. Go to Test Output Blink option and we'll connect an LED to check if it's working. Now I'll click on and let's see if it blinks. It's blinking, so it means the GPIO pin is working. But if not, if it doesn't blink, then try cleaning the headers of the GPIO pins and then it may start. And now to get current state of GPIO pins, we'll go to Settings and we'll click on Get next to Input Output Pins. I have connected potentiometer, so with the help of that, we'll check if the values are changing over here or not. As you can see, the D1 and A1 values are changing because we have connected the pins of potentiometer to A1 and D1, which means it's working. Fun fact, even if nothing is connected to GPIO pins, and if I click on Get, it might give you values like 1 or 0 in digital and analog value fluctuates. These values are called as floating values, which could give you anything even if nothing is connected. Remember, if GPIO headers are damaged, you can keep it safely, the Quarky and headers, and get it resoldered at any repair shops. Oh, is Quarky not turning on even when the battery is connected? Ensure that the battery is fully charged. You can connect the USB and the tiny charging LED will start glowing. If it's glowing, you're charging. Note, if the battery is not connected properly or it's damaged, the charging LED will blink when USB is connected. Still no luck? Check the battery connector. Make sure this white JST connector is firmly in place. Next, is your Quarky powering off suddenly? Don't worry, it could be a weak or old battery issue. So you can try and replace it with another lithium-ion battery to see if issue goes away. So now new battery but still drains fast. Check the polarity of the battery when installing new ones, as the reversed ones won't work right. Also, avoid using the swollen batteries, they are totally unsafe. Lastly, don't forget the basics. Make sure the power button is turned on. It sounds silly, but it happens. Also remember, never puncture the battery like this or while screwing anything, as it may cause fire. And never pull the battery wire like this, as it may be torn. Oh, is Quarky giving no sound at all? Don't worry. Check if your coding blocks are correct. Use blocks like play tone on speaker. If no block is triggering sound, nothing will play. Now, is the sound distorted or too low? Check if Quarky is sounding like this.
Hi, I am Quarky.
If not, then there is a problem. Let's fix it. Step 1. Check the speaker sound hole. Make sure it's not covered by a tape or any enclosure. If it is covered, make sure you remove it. Step 2. Try powering Quarky through USB, as low battery can reduce the speaker output. Step 3. Check speaker wire. Check if there is any cuts or damage on it. Also, remember, if the speaker is not mounted on Quarky, like this one, the sound will be definitely low. So make sure you fix it and then check again. Is your Quarky unresponsive? Or maybe program freezes midway? Let's simply press the reset button on Quarky. It immediately restarts Quarky without disconnecting the power, which is great for quick recoveries. But if the reset button doesn't respond, maybe it's unsoldered or physically damaged like this one, don't worry, we can still use jumper wires to short the two terminals temporarily. Now, maybe you want to connect Quarky via USB. But Quarky is not detected here. Step 1. Check in Device Manager if the CH340 drivers is installed properly in your system. Step 2. Inspect the USB cable. Make sure you're using data-capable USB-C cable and not a charge-only cable. And if your Device Manager shows unknown device when Quarky is connected, make sure you uninstall the faulty driver, restart your system, and reinstall the correct CH340 drivers. This usually resolves the detection errors. Oh, still no serial USB port detected? Try switching to a different USB port. If your system doesn't show it yet, the cable might be the culprit. Now, maybe someday, if you ran into something rare, like a burnt or broken IC, or a weird smell, or damaged board, in such cases, avoid powering Quarky and contact support immediately. Now, if any of the buttons are broken, you can temporarily short it with jumper wires as a workaround, and here your real maker journey begins. And you know, this is very helpful. You can find Quarky settings option in block coding over here, in Python over here, and in junior blocks over here for easy access. And something important for educators. If you want to switch off getting started mode if it's bothering you, you can also do that from this option. You can switch off auto firmware update too anytime if it's bothering you in Quarky settings option here. Now let's make your life easy by these handy shortcuts. Press the right button for 3 seconds and it will display a Bluetooth name. Then you can press left button for 5 seconds to enter into getting started mode. Then to skip it, press both the buttons left and right together for 5 seconds and then press reset button and then release them all. Hey, and most important, here's a quick checklist of do's and don'ts, so please check it out. And that's the wrap. Hope this guide helped you solve all your Quarky issues. But if you're still facing problems, you can reach out to us directly by clicking on the link given below in description. So keep building cool stuff. Till then, happy learning!